Oh my. 4,000 watts is the claimed peak power on this 60-volt electric bike. 41! They say we can do 43 to 49 miles an hour depending on rider weight. And the MSRP is $16.99 on sale in the link below this video. It's called the Tuttio ICT, and today we're gonna check the top speed, see what kind of range we get, and see what this thing is made of. Oh no, it's one of these boxes. This is a nightmare. And here's what it looks like when you get out of the box. Doggy is sold separately. So around back we have our 60-volt geared hub motor rated for 2,000 watts of continuous power, 4,000 peak. Ready to go. And we have our helper here today. And we're rolling on 20x4 wheels. Here's a look at the tread pattern on these ones. Looking at the frame, it does have this very moped style appearance. It is full suspension with a coil shock on the rear. And we do have the ability to adjust the air in that chamber. So you can dial this into your riding preferences. The seat on it gets wide towards the back. It's got a little grab bar back here. Looks like it'll be comfortable. We'll check it out. Whoa, that is strange. Check this out. The fork has a curve to it. So as you can see, the fork that arrived in this box was actually damaged in shipping, but they sent me a new fork. They sent me a brand new replacement one, FML. I have to install it myself, but we'll get the job done, bro. By the way, how do you like my bike stand, dude? All right, well, it's about an hour of labor getting that thing swapped out, but our forks are straight as an arrow, baby. It appears to be a pretty basic front suspension, no adjustments that are obvious up here. We can see it will have 4 piston hydraulic brakes. So of course we get another 20x4 up front, spoke wheels, here's your axle type, and a relatively massive 220 millimeter rotor on the front brake. Handlebars, they've got a rise, and on the right we have a full twist throttle. And we get a key to turn on this. 7-speed Shimano shifter. I don't think I've seen this brand. .3 appears to have dot fluid in these hydraulic reservoirs. Lights, horn, controls. We'll power that screen on in a few. But first, let's drop this battery out of here. And let's take a look at it. So it is a 60-volt battery, 25 amp hours, 1,500 watts of energy. Maximum discharge current is 50 amps, which is actually a lot. And the weight of this one is 16.6 pounds. Let's see what charger. So the charger is a 2.5 amp output, 25 amp hour battery pack, charging at 2.5 amps. So take about 10 hours. You get a basic set of metal pedals and this little cell phone holder thing to clip on. Looks like it goes on this thing that goes on the handlebars, like that. It's got open dropouts. I personally prefer a through axle, but this'll work. A front fender that reminds me of a Suron. Yup. We do get a light on back. Chainring appears to be geared for slower speed pedaling. Let's check out the other side. So brake rotors are Cadet brand 4-piston hydraulic with dot fluid. I'm expecting these to feel pretty good, but I've never tried these brakes before. And on the back side, we also get a 220 millimeter rotor, Cadet brand, and the same exact 4-piston caliper grabbing it. And looks like we do get a headlight. Looks kind of cool. Definitely unique. Tuttio Powers. Supri Sport Power headlight on, and I'd say that really transforms the look of this bike. So we're gonna turn it on, but first let's weigh it. We'll subtract 193.4 from the weight of me standing on the scale holding the bike, which is 278.6. So around 85 pounds without the battery. And once we drop the battery on, it's about just over 100 pounds on the dot. And they do give us a USB-C port on the bottom of the screen. So let's fire this thing up. Get a basic color display. Get a battery readout with our voltage shown. 67 volts is a full charge, miles per hour. Rear motor, of course, there is no front motor on this one. Pedal assist, odometer. Wonder what that little blue thing up there is. So we get 5 levels of assist, and we can operate this right menu, odometer, trip, and then you can tab over to here and show your max speed, average speed, and voltage of the battery. This looks like one of those displays that'll have cryptic menus. Let's hold plus and minus. Yes. Turning the lights on, that's what the rear looks like. If you grab the brake lever, it lights up a little brighter down on the bottom. Turning the lights off, now grabbing a brake lever. And of course there's a headlight you activate with the button. Seems fairly bright. So to show you the size of this, I am 6'5", instinct 34, easy to swing a leg over. I have plenty of standover height and sitting aboard. Seat is wide, First impressions are this feels comfortable to sit on. I'm looking forward to this wide seat. Suspension feels fine. We get the rear shock, which is adjustable. We can change the PSI and that with the air pump. And then we have the non-adjustable front shock. Double checking, yeah, no adjustments on the front shock. Seems relatively medium softness. Looking forward to this one, dude. I mean, we're talking 60 volts. They say 4,000 watts peak. Oh yeah. I can already tell this one's gonna be a little bit juicy. I really want to pop a wheelie in here, but I don't want another one of those. So let's start on pedal assist 5, and let's give it a rip. Here we go. Oh yeah. That's got a little bit juice. Let's just try and do something stupid. Better take this outside, bro. All right, dudes, let's check out the Tuttio ICT. Fire this thing up. Sitting at 66.7 volts. Whew, beautiful day in the neighborhood, man. First thing getting on this bike I'm noticing is the seat on this is really comfortable. My legs do feel a little bit scrunched. And we got a Cybertruck about to take us out. Nice job, bro. So let's give it a rip up the 20% grade. I weigh 200 pounds. We're not gonna pedal this thing at all. I doubt we're gonna need to give it any additional power considering the claimed power on this. We'll do full throttle, ready, go. Oh yeah. All right, pulling us right on up, hitting about 15 or so. Yeah, feeling pretty peppy. I mean, as expected, it is a 60 volt system with claimed power of 4,000 watts. Can we see that screen through the polarized shades? Yes, I can. And let's try the power modes on this. So, let's put on 1, see what that'll do. Gives you a lot of power, let's leave it at that. So power modes, let's see about gearing on this. Pedaling, all right, pedaling this thing. So for a 6'5" dude with an inseam of 34, I basically cannot even pedal this thing. The seat, so the seat sits down like pretty low, and the crank arms on this are pretty long, so it's like, I mean, maybe if the crank arms are shorter, a shorter individual might be able to pedal it a little bit, but basically I have no chance at all pedaling this thing, so I will not be. But it does weigh about 100 pounds, and if your battery were to die, you're gonna be screwed. So pedal assist 1. It is a cadence sensor, I believe. So pedal assist 1 will take you like basically at least 20. So this thing is just ready to get up and go at all times. Okay, so throttle on pedal assist 1 will cut you off at 18, and same deal for the cadence sensor. So it doesn't matter how hard you press on these pedals or anything, as long as you're rotating them, it does the same thing as turning this throttle, which is awesome. Brakes on this are feeling absolutely fantastic so far, but we're gonna put them to the test later. Pedal assist 2, wow, this thing rips, bro. Pedal assist 2 takes you to 23, 24, and that motor makes a bit of noise. I mean, we are pumping a considerable amount of wattage through it. Now, these brakes aren't even bedded in, but man, do they feel great. The handling on this actually feels pretty good with the seat way down low, the battery mounted relatively low. It just feels like a fun little playful small motorcycle, I guess. Ah, man, that motor. Let's try pedal assist 3. So that gives you a little more power, taking you up to about 30. Going around corners, this thing just feels good, man. I like the tires, the wheels. It's got the spoke wheels, which are a little bit more lightweight than solid wheels, and something about it just feels good, man. Makes me feel like I want to do some carving on this thing. I kind of like that it has that noise to the motor, man. It gives it kind of like a motorsport feel to it. So suspension, we have the rear mono shock, the coil shock. It is adjustable with air. The seat on this is really the main story, man. It just is wide, and the edges just kind of curve over nicely. So we got that rear shock, and then really basic dual crown fork on the front. You know, it's absorbing the impacts. Actually feels all right off-road, but we'll be doing mostly on-road today. Let's try mode number 4 now. Where does that take us to? So, woo, 60 volt system, baby. Wow, we are hitting 35, 36 on pedal assist 4, going into headwind. We'll try pedal assist 5 in a moment. So let's throw it on pedal assist 5, do a 0 to 20 acceleration run. Best place in the world to do it, right? Ready, go. Oh my God, dude, holy crap. I was not expecting that. All right. So let's lean forward a bit here. Ready, go. Wow, this thing rips the wheelie off the line. 20. Wow, dude, this thing rips. Holy crap. So it's got that strong geared hub motor, and maybe just the way our weight is sitting. Oh my goodness, dude, the short wheels, like, This thing straight up pulls a wheelie off the line, man. That is crazy. So the pedal assist modes are nice in the fact that I kind of, have 5 levels of cruise control just on pedal assist 1, holding the throttle down here. Because let's be honest, there's no pedaling this bike, bro. Not if you have legs longer, not if you're taller than like 5 foot. All right, dudes, let's throw this thing on pedal assist 5. We got a top speed running. We got the GPS meter right here. I weigh 200 pounds. Your top speed on this will be determined dependent on how much you weigh. We're at 33, 34, 35, according to the onboard, 36. Woo! We're pulling, man. It says 40 on the onboard. GPS is catching up there, saying 39. 41 on the onboard, and let me get a little aerodynamic. 41. 41. 41! It says 42.9 on there. Woo! So just holding 41 with a 200-pound rider, as expected for, a 60-volt system, man. Ripping some pretty good power, feeling good, feeling stable. Man, this motor feels torquey, though. So I think they said you could get up to 49, maybe, if you weighed very, 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 very little. But yeah, if you weigh less than 200 pounds, you could probably go a little faster. Do you need to go faster than that on an e-bike? I don't know. And also, it's gonna kill your range holding high speed like that because it takes so much wattage. We're sitting at 4.8. We'll see where we end up later today. Also, it's worth noting, it doesn't matter if you're pedaling when you're going 41 miles an hour because any sort of input you can do as a rider, like you can add maybe 300 watts, maybe maximum, especially with these short pedal strokes. I don't even think the pedals can keep up going that fast, but I mean, it's adding 300 watts on to 4,000 watts peak not really gonna do much. Oh man, are we gonna get taken out by another Tesla Cybertruck today or what? Mustang, oh my goodness. So a couple observations on this thing right off the bat. If you have long legs, even if you don't pedal this thing, your legs are probably gonna feel a little scrunched eventually. Like I kind of feel it in my hamstrings. Now my legs are particularly long. Then the other observation would be the amount of noise that this motor makes, man. It's just like, especially as it gets up there in the RPMs, it really has a very distinct noise to it. I don't know what kind of gears they have in there, but they make some noise, bro. It's a love it or hate it kind of thing. If you're looking for a quiet bike and you want to go fast, this one makes some noise. So can it ride in the sand? We'll find out shortly. Another thing I like about it is the throttle. It has like this kind of rubber feel to it and it's full twist. Let's get a little sample of what it might be like. Oh yeah, dude, this I don't know, like it's got the power, the tires are wide enough. I don't know if they're meant for riding in the sand, but feeling out the suspension here, it's pretty decent, man. It's pretty decent. Not feeling too much of the shocks coming up through. Now, it's not like a premium tier Olin suspension or anything, but it does work decent for insulating you from bumps. Beautiful day in the neighborhood. So I'd say you could definitely get out here, do a little bit of shredding on grass, a little bit of trail riding. Probably wouldn't do anything too crazy though, because you might start to bottom it out. You try to do something like that. So can it ride in the sand? I don't know, but if it can't, we're gonna have a little bit of issue trying to pedal it. But we'll just give it a go here, full throttle, and oh yeah, it's actually kind of getting through this better than I was expecting. Whoa, although I can tell these tires are really just not biting into the sand as well as like a knobby tread tire. Yeah, we got some like dual sport tires on there, but plenty of power to power on through this. Probably wouldn't be going too fast out here though, because I can feel they're a little squirmy. And now making our way back towards shore. See if we can wind and weave through here a bit, a little bit uphill. And I can just feel that back tire is sliding, yeah. It's like kicking up sand everywhere because every now and then it'll get a bit of traction and kind of like launch me forward. But yeah, dude, this thing just kind of shreds right on through here. Better than expected. This is pretty solid for a single motor electric bike. So the flip side of those tires not being excellent for riding on the sand, which honestly, who's gonna really be riding this thing on the sand? The dual sport tire tread on these is actually really nice for riding on the street. You get a little bit more efficiency riding on pavement compared to like a knobby tread tire. But speaking of efficiency, we're sitting at 64.4 volts. Let's go try the California incline, test the brakes, and then check the final range. So California incline, it's that 12% grade, 85-foot climb. This motor noise, man. It screams, man. It's like a 911 GT3. Hitting 9,000 RPM. So pulling into the spiral section here. It's a particularly strong climber because it's got those short 20-inch wheels paired up to such a strong motor. Generally, the shorter the wheel, the more torque you feel. And this thing just pulls, dude. So we'll start from the base of the California incline, hopping aboard, full throttle. Actually, I'm gonna have to let off for a sec. And full throttle. 20. Freaking pulling hard, bro. 27. Man, that motor makes so much noise. 29. Showing 28, 29. And letting off. And head back down the California incline. We could probably hit some pretty high speeds, but I'm going to refrain. We're gonna test the brakes a bit here. Now we do have giant 220 millimeter rotors and 4-piston hydraulic brakes with, it says like .3, .4 on the levers. And I mean, that's, you know, Department of Transportation approved is usually what that means. Fluid, and these brakes just feel amongst the best I've ever tried on an electric bicycle with pedals. You really don't even have to pull on those levers too hard at all, and it just like stops, bro. So we'll give it a brake test from about 20, and front brake is on the left. Oh my goodness, yeah, dude, these brakes are fantastic. Wow. I mean, this bike's just got big power all around, off the line. Watch this, I'm not even like throwing my weight back. I'm just gonna gun it. It pulls the wheel off the ground. And pulling on the brake levers, man. Wow, yeah, tires stick to the ground real good, both forward and backwards accelerations. Whew. All the power. I should give it a little rip here. Whoa! All right, dudes, we're about to head on home. Check the final range. We're sitting at 63.2 volts currently. I'll share my final thoughts along the way. So considering the list price of this one at $16.99, in the link below this video in the description box. And I do have a little discount code down below the video. So if you click on that link and buy through that link and also use my discount code, it gets you the best price and also helps support my reviews here on this channel. And I greatly appreciate your support. But at a price of $16.99 on this one, it does feel like there is a pretty good strong value proposition on this e-bike. I mean, 60 volt system that can get you over 40 miles an hour, and this thing just absolutely rips off the line and has very strong brakes. Now the suspension isn't, you know, anything to write home about, but it actually feels pretty good riding out here. It's, you know, a soft suspension, it feels pretty good. And the seat is really one of my favorite features on this bike. It's really wide and curves over on the edges nicely. It has like a nice soft padding material. Let's just take a look at it real quick. Yeah, dude, that is a very nice feeling seat. Let's give it a rip. Whoa. Now, if you're looking for an electric bicycle to get out here and pedal and get some exercise on, you'd probably have to have some pretty short legs for these pedals to actually be meaningful for you. You know, with my pedal stroke, it's just absolutely cartoonish. So I would never even consider pedaling this bike. And even riding, not pedaling it, my legs are a little bit scrunched. You know, I'm not like uncomfortable, but if I was on here for, you know, 2 hours, 3 hours, it'd probably get uncomfy after a while being, you know, just all scrunched up. It's got the full twist throttle. It's got that cool looking light on the front and 60 volts, baby, 4,000 watts peak. I really don't see any reason not to buy this one at the price it's listed at. So if you do want to grab one, use that link down below, but let's head on home, check the final range and see where we end up. What's happening, bro? Dude, I want you to try. What? I want you to try this e-bike, man. Pedals are completely useless for, you know, anybody who's taller than probably 4'5".
It has good suspension.
Yeah.
Decent suspension.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
I have to see when I pedal.
Yeah, yeah. You're not gonna be able to pedal, but
or
yeah.
Attempt to pedal.
Yeah. Oh, here comes Ron.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
It definitely gets up to speed. I got up to like on that straight road. I got up to about 35.
Okay.
It's very, very torquey.
Yeah.
Because I had stopped because I had to let a car go by, and then I forgot, and I just gassed it, and it basically did a somersault.
Yeah.
If I didn't hold on to it with this hand, it would have just, I would have lost it.
I know.
It
Dude.
threw me off of it. The bike was just like, it just did a somersault.
Did you drop the bike?
No, it didn't
Oh, okay,
drop,
okay.
no.
It'd be fine if you did.
Because I held onto this hand.
Yeah.
That's the
Oh,
only
wow.
reason. But it flipped me completely off the bike, though. Zoom. And I was just holding on with this hand.
Yeah.
And that was the only thing I had on it.
That's fine. I don't care. I just, man, I wish I would have had the camera on you. So
It totally did a wheelie. Like I told you, it's scraped right here.
yeah, a little scrape back there. Wow, man, you got that thing. I wasn't trying to get you killed today, man. All right, man.
Thank you, sir.
All right, dude. I'll
All
see you
right,
around. Man, part of me likes that loud motor. Woo! Oh, let's see if the Hellcat here is gonna rip it off the line. Trying to encourage him a bit here. I'll check out the Ferrari and the McLaren. Give it a rip, bro. Rip it. Kind of weak sauce, bro. Our bros just rolling back into the neighborhood here. That's where we pan out on range. Actually, let's see what kind of speed we can hit at the end of the battery. Whoa! Yeah, still pulling 40. So range just crossed over 18 miles out there for an hour and a half, average speed 12 miles an hour, and the battery is showing right around 60.3 volts. So that is about 50% charge remaining after 18 miles of pretty intense riding with a 200-pound rider. Absolutely no pedaling. And you know, the size of the battery on this one, I feel like it's in a good place because, you know, the battery is not like excessively heavy. It doesn't like weigh the bike down a ton. Like this thing feels like pretty light and playful. We can see the front tire popping off the ground under hard acceleration from a dig. So if you do want to grab one of these bikes, use that link down below. Click on that link, buy through that link, and use my coupon code. It would help support my channel and my reviews, and I greatly appreciate your support and get you the best price. However, if this is not the kind of electric bike you're looking for, check this video out, bro. Catch you over there.